This is a fan-generated show. If you'd like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our new Rumble channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Good evening. Welcome to the Glazov Gang. Tonight, Biden's haunting whispering at a press conference. With us this evening, Will Johnson, the founder and president of Unite America First. Will, welcome back to the show.
Hey, glad to be here, Jamie.
Great to have you. So, Will, it's hard even to know where to start these days. It's a very creepy time, a scary time. We see the Bolshevik Revolution happening right before our eyes in our country. And while it's very frightening, as we know the way that the devil works, how evil works, it's not always just horrifying per se, but there's always a lot of twisted perversion going on as well, So let's start with this. So we've got Biden and the whole nightmare that it comes with, but it also comes with, this scary comedy, if you would like to call it, if we can call it that, also hasn't ended. So, at one time he's bragging about these kids in some pool rubbing his legs and how his hairs are standing up or something. And maybe if I'm wrong, you can correct me on how I've described that particular boast of his.
You can describe it any kind of disgusting way and you'll be right.
I think his hairs were turning blonde in the sun and they were standing up and the kids were rubbing them, or I don't know. So, and then he loved kids jumping on his lap. And of course, the media, of course, always lets it go. And I'm sure they're going to let this go. Because can you imagine if Trump started talking like that at the press conference? So anyway, I'll let you go here. So just to let our audience know, just Google it if you missed it, but you probably didn't. But, recently at a press conference over the whole infrastructure business, Biden started whispering in a very creepy way. And Will, for me, it kind of brought back memories of watching The Shining when I was a little kid. And I was very, very scared. What did you make of it?
Well, he's on there whispering, $1.9 trillion. And I'm like, what is wrong with this dude? I mean, who does that? And, they go on and they're talking about, Trump not being presidential because of his tweets. But at what point did President Trump ever go in front of the press going, $1.9 trillion? I mean, seriously, this dude is he's not losing, he's actually lost his mind. That's not being presidential. Can you imagine what the rest of the world is looking at this? I'm like, they're probably going like, what is wrong with him? Seriously, there's a major issue going on with this dude. Maybe the meds they got him on, maybe they changed your medication on it. That's what it is. That's what we'll go with that. Maybe the medication that they have for him to try to keep him awake because he's Sleepy Joe, it kicked in, some brain cells to make him try to be a comedian or something. I mean, he's completely lost.
Thank you, Will. Absolutely. And it's hard to know where to begin and start with all of this because all of it is so crazy. And it's so embarrassing. This is the President of the United States. So, Will, let's even switch over here for a minute, just in terms of the embarrassment, even with Putin. Very embarrassing, correct?
100%. No, you know what? When he had the meeting with Putin, or just any leader has a meeting with Putin, President Trump had a meeting with Putin. Right after the meeting, they came out on the same world stage to address, some of the stuff that they talked about in the meeting. The press conference asked questions, the press would ask questions, and then they would reply one at a time. Biden can't do that. Biden had to be whisked away, and they had to prepare his Q&A for him. And he even brought it up in his press conference. He said, and as usual, they have a list of people that I can ask questions from. And he calls out AP, which is total left. He calls out these leftist media outlets, And while he's calling him out, he's reading the question and the answer on the paper, because I don't know if you saw it. I watched it. Every time he'd call out the person, and he would immediately go down reading reading the answer, and then as soon as he get done, he would come up and relay what he just read. He can't. He should have been able to go out there with Putin, but he can't do it because Putin would have made him look stupid. I mean, seriously. He would have made him look stupid.
And Will, sometimes it's, I also think about like the kid in school that's a little bit afraid that you're going to tell his parents, and Biden the other day, like you can see and it's so tragic because he's even verbalizing what's going on behind closed doors. So at one point he was like, I'm going to get into a lot of trouble with my staff.
Oh, I probably shouldn't say that. I should stop now. But, I'm probably going to get in trouble. I mean, who says that? I mean, who's he going to get in trouble with? He's supposed to be the president. I mean, seriously, you being the president, you can say what you want to say when you want to say it. You're the president. Now, now it's one thing if he was wanting to, like, per se, nuke someone because, they want to keep the Second Amendment. I mean, you probably don't need to say that as president. Oh, but wait, he actually did. I mean, so he's a complete idiot.
But it means when he said that means that he's getting in trouble with his staff. So are they like yelling at him, or is this elder abuse going on behind closed doors? Like,
I think he's getting in trouble with Jill because, because there's like when he was overseas, there was the episode when he has stopped and was like some pavilion or something. And then someone yelled out, hey, Biden, how's it going with the meetings? And he go, what? Excuse me? And they go, how's it going at the meeting? Having a good time? He's like, oh, yeah, it's a good time. And Jill ran up to him. Oh, no. Come on. Like a little child. Come on. No talking. Let's go. Because he ended up saying something and not even realizing this is such an embarrassment to the United States of America. The rest of the world, I've played videos from Australia where they're laughing at this dude. They're laughing at him. They have no respect for America any longer. Look what Iran is doing. Look what China is doing. Look what all these rogue nations are doing. Soon as they saw that we have an idiot occupying the White House. They're just going all out and doing whatever that they want. China is even come out saying that Biden, the United States of America, because of Biden, is in no position to tell us what we can and can't do. There's no respect for him.
Absolutely. And so all of this, of course, is part and parcel of all the other stuff going on. And as we know this Bolshevik revolution that's transpiring in our country, and we have, this issue of critical race theory being forced not just on our kids in school, but entering into our military. And so now members of our military that are putting their lives on the line for the country are being told that the country that they're putting their lives on the line for is racist and awful and obviously not worth defending. And of course, part of critical race theory is Marxism. So you're defending a country that's capitalist. One of the central tenets of critical race theory, we can't deny it, is a hatred of white people. So if you're a white soldier, why are you defending an evil, capitalist, racist country, and you should probably commit suicide? The whole thing doesn't add up. What do you make of all this?
Well, it's all about division. You notice you don't ever have Republicans or conservatives or Christians saying that we should push racism or programs like critical race theory. You don't ever get it from that side. You always get the actual people who are racist from the racists, which is all those on the left. Critical race theory, pushing it onto our children, is so demonic. It's kind of like unbelievable that they're actually doing this, but I see why they're doing it, because getting people to constantly go out every day to fight because of George Floyd, a thug criminal that he was, people aren't doing it. They bring up older cases to try to get people to act, on their emotions, to go out and be violent and tear up stuff. They can't continue to having it happen. So what they've done is they figured that they could target the children to get the children to start looking at white children as being oppressed by them, and they're just automatically racist and bad. What ends up happening? Yeah, what I think is going to end up happening is that the kids are going to be in conflict with one another, and the kids are going to go home and tell the parents. And when your little child is telling you that some other little child did XYZ to them, it's going to pull on your heart. You're going to get upset about it. And this is the way that they can get at the parents. This is so demonic and so sinister what they're trying to do. And right. And then for someone to say that just because they're white and they say, you know what, I'm against CRT, you have the liberals saying, what, then you're racist if you're against it. And they do this tactic to get people to be complacent and not say anything.
Right. Very, very profound. Thank you, Will. We're going to be back in a second. We're just going to go to a word from our sponsors. Go to mypillow.com and use code GG21 to get incredible and amazing discounts. Or just call 1-800-854-0673. That's right. MyPillow.com is waiting for you. Start living like a king. Start being, for once, the coolest version of you. And all the while, you'll be supporting a true American hero that's fighting a true American cause. God bless you, and God bless America. And God bless Mike Lindell and My Pillow. And we are back with Will Johnson. Will, before we left for our sponsor break, we were talking about critical race theory. You said something on your Twitter page the other day, and it's so politically incorrect to bring it up, but I wanted to because you're hitting away at the truth here. So something was all over the Twitter the other day. I don't know if it was on other sites as well, whatever, but there's this female Texas teacher that was just going on this crazy rant that she can't teach critical race theory to her students anymore. And in one place, apparently there's some heroic people that still have a little bit of power, thank God, and not letting their kids being brainwashed by this Marxism. So anyway, but yeah, it's in Texas, and this teacher in Texas, she's just so upset that she can't indoctrinate her students with Marxism anymore. And she's going on and on and on. And that video is, again, also very haunting, just like Biden whispering, enough material there for an entire psychiatric conference. But on your Twitter, you asked, why is it always a white liberal female asking for a friend? And great humor, Will, but you're striking at something. And I want to ask something here as well. And even though it's so, we're not allowed to say this anymore. But Will, it's true. And I want to add to that. Usually very attractive women happen not to fall into this category, in the sense of, if a woman is very attractive and maybe has an alpha male as a husband, she's usually not in the streets holding up traffic screaming about critical race theory. Am I onto something here? There are always these white liberal females that aren't really very attractive, lack feminine qualities. Forgive me for bringing this up, but there's a connection here. It's kind of
no, I'm just saying you are onto something. I mean, I'm seeing it. A lot of us are seeing it, and the way it was presented to me is that I started noticing that all of the ones that are being really nasty towards Black people that don't think the way we want them, the way we're supposed to think, have been white female liberals. I mean, they're like the most nastiest ones. Now, you do have the white male liberal out there, and they say stuff every now and then, but the white female liberal, they have it in their mind that they know what's best for all of us, regardless of who you are. They believe that they know what we should think. They believe they know how we should live. They believe that they are the light in the world. They really believe this. And they believe they have all of the answers. And then for us to question or not even go along with the stuff that they're trying to push onto us. They say that we're the hateful ones, we're the bigots, we're the, we're the disgrace, right? But they're pushing this racial division and this pedophilia onto children. And because we question it, they say we're the bad people. This doesn't make a lick of sense. And the white female liberal, they are the most racist ones out there, and they try to come across like they're not.
Yeah, and there's just something, of course, and again, we're not allowed to say any of this anymore, but throughout my life, I've come to a conclusion. If you're a leftist female and you don't have a husband or a boyfriend that's a kind of an alpha male, you don't have children, maybe you're not religious, the chances of you screaming with rage about BLM and other causes of the left and holding up traffic skyrocket. Will, something else I wanted, because you tell the truth about Don Lemon and these other characters a lot, and I wanted to also bring this up here for a minute. Don Lemon, Rachel Maddow, Kamala Harris, all very much part of the leftist agenda, and in their own way, through all of their own messaging, very much behind the main tenets of critical race theory. And central to critical race theory is hatred of white people. Don Lemon, married to, or maybe it's his boyfriend, I don't know all the dynamics, but
he's married to a man now,
a white man. Rachel Maddow with a white woman, Kamala Harris with a white husband.
So and don't forget about Beetlejuice in Illinois is married to a white trans man, a white trans.
Right, but within their philosophy is a hatred of white people.
Yes. You have to be the right, just like you have to be the right type of black person, the type that wants to remain on the virtual Democrat KKK plantation. That's the right type of black person. But at the same time, you have to be the right type of white person to believe that you have oppressed black people, to believe that you are inherently racist, to believe that you have white privilege, to believe that you have white guilt. That's the right type of white person, according to the left. All of this demonic stuff.
And the left, as you have shared with us, is always calling you racist names, and the left is always informing you that you're not black. I just wanted an update on that. Has the left convinced you that you're not black yet? What's going on?
No, I keep doing my videos, and I keep doing, what I'm doing, and I get a lot of racist white liberals to send me messages, and they even comment and call me racist names, and then I even get the black liberal to jump in and join the racist white liberal in calling me these racist names, which is completely insane at the same time. But then I get a lot of them saying that I'm trying to be white, I'm not black. So all I do is pull out a canned Coke and I start drinking and saying, hey, can I drink this Coke and be less white now? Because they have the campaign, drink Coke, be less white. I mean, seriously, is it working? I mean, the stupidity of these people is never ending. It's never ending.
And their hatred as well. Oh, yes. Their hatred, because they care about racism. But when, Hunter Biden is discovered to have been texting the N-word, you don't see any leftists up in indignation about that, do you?
No, they make up a lie and say President Trump said it, and then it goes viral. It goes everywhere. The mainstream media, big tech, all of them. Yes, let that go. Let that go. It's a total lie, but here it is, factual information with Hunter Biden saying it.
Yeah, and it means that they don't really care about black people or racism. It's really about something else, right?
Oh, 100%. So I don't know if you know, but I've moved from California, and I'm in Texas now, in about 2 years, and I've been here for 2 years now. It'll be 2 years, 4th of July. Well, by the time that I'm here, the house that was across the street wasn't occupied, and a couple moved in, a white couple. they're nice. I wave to them, I say hi and everything. They have a little girl, and I've had conversation with them. Well, the thing, one day I walked out my door, and this is before the election. I walked out my door, and they have a Black Lives Matter sign in their yard. I'm like, what? What? I mean, so I got to walk out of my door and see the Black Lives Matter from, again, the white liberal telling me that my life matters. Why do I have to have them tell me that my life matters? How insulting is that? I'm not capable, according to them, I'm not capable of figuring that out on my own. So I need them to tell me that my life matters. That's just the way it is from the white liberal.
Very, very absurd and haunting and evil. And you are a brave and noble man that is always exposing the evil of the left and their agenda. Thank you for everything that you do, Will.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining the Glazov Gang. We hope we see you soon, okay?
Absolutely.
And everybody, make sure you're checking out Will Johnson at uniteamericafirst.com. And also remember, we have had enough of YouTube censorship, and they're going to kick us out almost any day now anyways. They told us we're only allowed one more strike, and that means if we have one more showboat, let me see how bad the COVID vaccine is, I guess we'll be gone. So go to our Rumble channel, look up the Glazov Gang there, and subscribe to us there. And we'll see you soon. Good night. Go to mypillow.com and use code GG21 to get incredible and amazing discounts. Or just call 1-800-854-0673. That's right. mypillow.com is waiting for you. Start living like a king. Start being, for once, the coolest version of you. And all the while, you'll be supporting a true American hero that's fighting a true American cause. God bless you, and God bless America. And God bless Mike Lindell and My Pillow.